Hello, everyone. Chris Prophy, musically obsessed. I'm going to put you in the familiar position here. There you are. Got my Saxon t-shirt on today. Saw them live at the Chance in Poughkeepsie. Still kicking ass. Love me some Saxon. Might have to talk about Saxon in a video at some point. But today, what I want to talk about, I want to go beyond the big four. Okay, nothing against the big four. I love Anthrax. I love Megadeth. I love Slayer. I love Metallica. I think they deserve to be the big four. With Metallica, just the album Ride the Lightning should put them into the big four. But that, of course, wasn't the only thing they did. Slayer, I've already talked about South of Heaven. They deserve to be in there. They're just phenomenal. Megadeth, Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good. Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? That puts them in there. Anthrax. My favorite album by Anthrax is State of Euphoria. So that album right there would put them into the big four. But of course, you know, there's Among the Living and Persistence of Time as well. But, nothing against those bands. I definitely feel like they deserve to be called the big four. But what if we went to number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8? Who would those other bands be if we expanded that to the big 8? Well, I'm going to tell you who I think would be number 5, 6, 7, and 8. And these aren't in any order. It's not like one of these bands is better than the other. But, I'm just going to put 5, 6, 7, 8 here. So, at 5, and again, this isn't in any order. 5 would be Exodus. What can you say about Exodus that hasn't already been said? They're a phenomenal band. Thrash, Bay Area legends. Kirk Hammett came from Exodus. You've got albums like Fabulous Disaster, Bonded by Blood, just classic thrash. And then their latest release in 2014, Blood In, Blood Out, which is probably more intense than some of their early stuff. So they're still recording, still making music that matters. So Exodus would be number 5. Number 6, Overkill. I love Overkill. And I've grown to really appreciate them in the last 10 years or so. And I think the reason is because they have been making album after album after album of consistent thrash metal, kind of under the shadow of the big four. And for people like me in the last 10 years who have been discovering Overkill, it's like album after album after album after album. You're like, crap, this album's good. This album's good. This album's good. This album's great. This album. And you're discovering all this music that Overkill has been making through the years. They have stuck to their guns. Years of Decay, Horoscope, I Hear Black, which is probably my favorite Overkill album. And then The Grinding Wheel, that's one of their later albums from 2017, which is phenomenal. Overkill is kind of like very similar to Motorhead in that they were in this album every year or album every 2 years, and you knew what you were going to get. And you still do with an Overkill release. You know you're going to get Bobby Blitz just blaring on those vocals for you, and just phenomenal thrash music. So Overkill, definitely number 6. And again, these are in no order. I'm just putting numbers to them. Number 7, one of my favorites, and these guys have really become a favorite of mine. Creator, Milla on vocals and rhythm guitar. I've listed some of these songs here. I'm going to tell you some of these song titles, and this is why they have to be in the big 8. People of the Lie, Coma of Souls, Tormentor, Riot of Violence, Pleasure to Kill, Flag of Hate, Violent Revolution, and even off of their latest album, I love the song Satan is Real. That song gives me goosebumps. So Creator, definitely in the big 8. And then my last band, can you guess? I bet you can. It's Testament. Chuck Billy on vocals. albums like The Legacy, The Ritual, and probably my favorite Testament album, Souls of Black from 1990. And they're still making albums, Dark Roots of Earth, and I think they even have an album slated for a 2020 release. But these bands, Exodus, Overkill, Creator, Testament, they keep making music. They keep making thrash music that matters. And unfortunately, they've been kind of overshadowed by the Big Four. And again, nothing against the Big Four. I love the Big Four. But we got to start mentioning bands like Exodus, Overkill, Creator, Testament. How awesome would it be to make a Big 8 worldwide tour? I mean, that would be a long freaking concert, 8 bands playing, but that would be amazing. Or maybe Exodus, Overkill, Creator, and Testament could just go out and play together. That would be sweet too. These bands, I said as well, they have stuck to their guns for the most part. I mean, Creator did sort of have like an experimental time there where they made albums like Endorama. And again, I like Endorama. There are some good songs on there, but and I have nothing against bands experimenting. I think that's good. I think, it makes for interesting listens. But for the most part, these 4 bands have stuck to their guns, and they've proven that they should be the next group after the Big Four. So tell me what you think. Who would your Big 8 be? Who would your number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8 slot? I know somebody's probably going to mention Death Angel. I love Death Angel too. Frolic Through the Park is a great album. Yeah, there was Forbidden. Remember Forbidden? They were a great band too. So many thrash bands. So let me know who would be in your Big 8. Looking forward to it.